Hi, welcome everybody. Welcome to our live stream. I'm sorry about the delay. I was having some problems with the live, but we're here now. How's everybody doing? Let me know who's here. Hi, Maria. Are you guys able to hear me? Hi, James. I'm doing good, thank you. How are you guys? Just giving a little time for everybody to join. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Craig. How are you doing? Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Bobby. Nice to see you guys here. Good evening, Anne. I know it was a bit rushed, but I think I'm going to start doing these lives every Saturday. How do you guys feel about that? Yeah, I think maybe it would be a good idea. And I'll also try to find another time for the ones that are in other time zones and see if we can do one day at one time and then next Saturday at another. Okay. So let me see. Yes, the energies have been super intense, Craig. Hi, Carrie. Yay, you're live with us. So welcome everyone. Welcome everyone who's new, everyone who is already part of the community. Thank you for being here. Hey, Salome. We're going to talk about some things today that I wanted to share with you. And then we'll go into your questions. And we'll go into a healing for everyone. The last couple of days were very, very intense. I always say that. But no, they have been also astrologically. And I know for those of you who are in the States, you guys are going through a lot because of the political situation over there. So we will do something today to bring peace to everybody, to bring light, and to focus on what really matters. Hola, Fer. Qué bueno verte. So nice, everyone who's here. Oh, thank you, Maria. Yeah, so let's just take a deep breath in and start to relax, start to come into this present moment. Also, I'm just connecting to everyone who will be joining later, to each and every person who is listening. Taking deep breaths into the belly. And let's start to release all of these layers, all of this weight that we carry, all of these masks perhaps, anything that prevents us from being ourselves just the way we are. Coming into this sacred space. And if you wish to, you can surrender anything that you would like to surrender today to the light. We can imagine a beautiful circle of fire in front of us, in front of all of our brothers and sisters, all of our soul family, all of the souls that are gathering here in this moment. And just take a moment to honor your presence, your soul, the one that is occupying this body and this life, the one that is guiding your way, the one that is setting up everything for your path. And I can see some of your guides and angels laughing, waving, and saying, "Yep, we're here." Just taking a moment to honor them, to recognize them, to recognize that part of you that is infinite and that goes way, way, way beyond this paradigm, that knows of way, way, way many things, the unimaginable for us. And start to feel your wings, start to connect to your internal light, to your wisdom, to your purity, to your innocence, to your strength, to who you are, really, beneath it all. Maisha Nahai Takan Bari Tarishai Le Eleha Mahai Tanewa Yau Mahale Yahale Kain Da'an Hane Da'an Hare Da'an. I was starting to release a lot of stress. You can feel a lot of tension through the jaw, through the head. And they're showing me your inner feminine and masculine through a blue and a ruby tone. The red ruby for the feminine and the blue indigo for the masculine. We're just releasing layers of pain, layers of perhaps unclarity, doubt as to how to move forward, uncertainty. Releasing this out of your feminine and out of your masculine energy. Allow them to be replenished in these energies of light. This is divine golden alchemy. And they're bringing in numbers, codes, sequences. You're starting to weave them into your field, into the feminine and masculine, as if they were healing, repairing, reconstructing, and releasing all of the old layers that are coming up for you to transmute them, to just allow them to evaporate. And they're saying all you need to do is just open the door so they can leave. So everyone who wants to let go, You're invited now to let go, even of the things that you carry in your daily life, your daily routine, even those things that worry your mind, even those things that may take energy from your emotional body, anything stored in your pain body, emotional, any drama, commotion, and hush and hush, releasing stress, you're releasing through the spinal column, through each vertebrae, releasing through the occipital, they're bringing a green ray of light into that axis of the occipital bone. And this is just light language to help you in this process of releasing. Shum ahawash, era nahate. And we're seeing two golden spirals going up and down your spine. And a third one that is blue, very beautiful. We're saying star blue. And this is bringing ease, this is bringing peace, patience, space, spaciousness between your muscles, between all of your composition. Bring in space between your thoughts, between your emotions, and starting to let that space grow and become as light as a feather. We come into this space where there's only light and space and peace and stillness. Heyo shum ahala yakatirewa dele ane ahale nahau tuma teriata hani sheum hale dai dahawa. We're just receiving the blessings from the Mother. Anyone who needs to be seen, to be held in this light, you can relax now. You're seen by the Mother. You're acknowledged. And every single thing that you do is seen, is acknowledged. And every single drop of love that you give, that you share, that you are, is seen, is known, is felt, is recognized. So don't worry, they're saying. You can release your worries. Okay, and there's a lot of beautiful rose and violet energy coming in through the crown, through the jaw, especially the jaw of the divine masculine, into the teeth, and into the neck, and into the spine, all the way down into your feet. And we're going to calibrate your fields so that you're receiving the proper input so that you're accelerating at the appropriate rates for your ascension, for your expansion, for your unique path, always honoring your uniqueness, your voice, your truth, your love. Connecting to the authenticity in your field, to who you are, and allowing this light to shine through all of the layers of your being, guiding you, supporting you, and actualizing your navigation systems, actualizing your focus point in your daily life, to your highest path, to your highest understanding, and to the highest miracles, gifts, magic. Allow the world to show you how beautiful you are in every breath. And grounding in through the light blue, bring in this light blue energy to continue to wash your fields as long as it's necessary, continuing to release stress, anxiety, pain, excess charge, excess electricity, broadening your magnetic field, all of your connections and your grounding system to Mother Earth, grounding into and through the earth, grounding through nature, updating your capacity to receive and to process. And if you wish, you can also tell your body through your higher self to process only what is meant to be processed in the physical body. And that any excess energy that you're receiving, any excess input, you may send it up through your channel of light into the higher dimensions where it can be processed appropriately, instantly. And your physical body doesn't have to go through all of the symptoms. Always staying in your divine line, in your channel, your tube of light. Knowing that through this channel of light is how we can access all the different dimensions. And we can be safe because we're not leaving our own channel. We're not projecting. We're not leaving. We're simply just as if you would imagine an elevator. We pull ourselves into our divine channel of light that goes from the mother all the way up to the divine, to infinity. And we use that part. We go through that elevator, through that channel. And through that channel, we can access the higher dimensions. But we stay in our channel. We don't leave the channel so that we remain protected and sealed. This is for your energetic self. If you're not understanding it through the mind, that's okay. Allow your energy being to receive this information. And breathing in deeply into the belly. And you're surrounded by rainbow tones, a rainbow sphere. You can continue there as long as you wish. Breathing in. And when you feel ready to come back, if you wish to do so, you can come back. Drink a little bit of water. Anchored, still, aware. How is everyone feeling? Hi, Jeremy. Wonderful, Jennifer. You can come back at your time. Let me know how you guys are doing. Wonderful, Stacy. Wonderful, Craig. Okay, so we're going to slowly go into the teaching for today. I will try to be brief, and then I'll go into all of your questions. And also, if any questions come up while we're here, you guys can put them in the chat box. Let me know, okay? So one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about today is again about vulnerability and purity, and what purity actually is. And one of the reasons why this came up was because we're so used to, in all of our relationships especially, and even more now in the era of technology, that in a way we're always connected or plugged into certain fields, certain frequencies, even into the people, the friends, the families. But if we start to really see and analyze how relationships have changed from, I don't know, like 15 years, 20 years until now, there's something that has always been there, and this is part of the healing that we're going through, whether masculine or feminine. We have seen this a lot through the masculine, or the masculine side within us, where we feel like we're not able to be vulnerable, that it is not good, and more than we're not able, it's more like we don't feel safe enough to be vulnerable and to open up, especially in our relationships. And the majority of the time, there's like this layer that we carry, this like barrier or protection. Of course, for some, it's like a a protection. For others, it's like a wall, right? We tend to carry these hard walls and we tend to build these walls around us, especially if we have had, traumatic experiences, or if we had a very difficult upbringing or very difficult relationships, as they were the example of what a relationship is, we tend to carry that imprint. And this ties into one question that I had about healing. And this was also a question that was asked in one of my classes for the Brave program. Like, where do we draw the line of healing, right? Like, we have these wounds, or we have this, and there are many tools that we can get in order to address things. I always recommend that instead of thinking, oh my God, I have to heal this, this, and this, and I have so many wounds and scars and things to heal, because that's sometimes what happens when we come into the spiritual journey or we start awakening, and then we feel like, oh my God, I have to heal, my past lives. I have to heal all my parallel lives. I have to heal all my scars. I have to heal everything at once. And many times we get caught up in that like necessity to heal, or this, it becomes something stressful, like, oh my God, I have to heal this, I have to heal that. And if we see it in the whole, of course, in the whole twin flame experience, there's a lot of that going on too, where it's kind of like a thread, like, I have to heal this or else I'm never going to come into union, and I have to do this or else. So we start treating spirituality like we would treat, our 9-to-5 job. And this is just an invitation for you to see your spiritual path through the eyes of the purity within you. We have many glasses that we wear. Sometimes we have many veils, sometimes we have masks. And depending on what we're wearing, we will see the other person in a different way. But we always have this capacity to tap into our own uniqueness and into our purity. That's the best word that I could come up with. Because it's even a bit more refined than our innocence. It is our innocence, but it's also this part of us that is so pure, that is pure light. And when you tap into that light first, and then you go about your healing, and then you go and assess a situation, and then you go and assess the discussion that you just had, or the conflict that is maybe arising, you may receive a completely different perspective. And that is, of course, also taking the glasses of the ego out, the personalities, and just coming back into oneness within, coming back to that purity. And many times when we have these like walls around us, that's exactly the part of us that we're trying to protect in a way. The part of us that is innocent, the part of us that is light, the part of us that is joy. But sometimes we put so many walls around that it's like we can't even find it anymore because it's so hidden within ourselves. And I understand this because, especially also if you are sensitive beings, this purity is sometimes it's not met the way it should. And of course, when you are in that state of purity, you can receive everyone, but that doesn't mean that everyone is able to receive you. Either way, when you tap into that, you can do it in a conscious way. And you can start to spend more time with that lens, spend more time having that perspective. And that perspective is basically that you will start to see the purity in everyone. No matter how they look, no matter what they say, no matter what they're doing. When you look at them from that state, you will start to see the uniqueness within them. And it's kind of like when we see the eyes of a baby, of a newborn. There's so much light there, right? And everybody wants to carry the baby and everyone's just smiling because they're pure light and they're shining their purity. But even if we grow up, we are able to tap into that purity again. And through the spiritual journey, that's basically one of the places where we go to and where we start dwelling. Because when we meditate, when we do our spiritual practice, we disconnect from the ego, we disconnect from all of the layers, we disconnect from everything that we're pretending to be or not being, or what we judge or don't judge about ourselves, what is healed, what is unhealed, what is sick, what is health. We unplug from all of that and we become light. And that is one of the reasons why meditating is so important and why meditation is always part of the spiritual path. Now, that doesn't mean that it has to be a specific meditation. It can be anything that allows you to unplug from all of these things and to dwell in the purity of who you are. Even if you spend 1 minute a day there, if you spend 10 minutes a day there, the more time you spend there, the more you will reconnect to that purity, the more that will start to shine through. And that in and of itself will start to heal you without you needing to have this input on your healing. When we establish that connection with the purity within us, with the divine, with God, with source, however you call it, divinity, if we are just willing to be there, to sit down and say, I'm here. I'm here, God. This is what I am. This is who I am. When you're in that light will start to take all of your sorrows away. It will start to transform you. Because you're basically giving it permission to heal you. We all have the capacity to heal ourselves. We all have the capacity to drop old identities. We all have the capacity to create the person that we want to be the person that we want to be. There is something happening now where healing is accelerating because there is so much more light here. There is so much more, it's like there are so many more resources available to us. And they are there every day in the field. You just have to tap into. It's like a huge fountain. The only thing you have to do is go stand there. Go stand in the fountain. Go stand beneath the waterfall. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And allow it to do what it does best, which is to heal you, to love you, to replenish you. Our intentions are so important. They are always heard. And especially the intentions that we form from the purity of our hearts, not desire, because desire is something different. Desire has a different frequency. When we desire something, when we desire this and this, desire has a certain attachment to the thing that it wants. But when we set the intention through our hearts, through the love, that is like a direct calling to God. Saying like, God, I need help with this. Would you give me a hand? You're so powerful, you're eternal. Would you give me a hand with this human thing that I'm dealing with? And just sit down and receive. And you will see that you will open up that channel and you will start to receive more guidance, more intuition. When we surrender and let go of the things, even if we're in the midst of those situations, when we surrender them and we surrender them to God, to the divinity, or to the light within you, to the purity within you, we receive so much more support because we're actually recognizing that we're not alone, that we're not separated, that we haven't fallen from the sky, from heaven, and now we have to do everything alone. No. We are always within the light, but we like to pretend that we're not. It's like we were walking, we put ourselves these blindfolds on and we're like, oh, it's so dark here, it's so dark. But really, the light is always around. The only thing that we need to do is take off the blindfold. But of course, the only one who can do it is you. You are the vehicle of your illumination, of your ascension. You are all. You are the seed. You are the root. You are the flower. You are the tree, the leaves, everything. So when we are in these relationships, and especially now, and in relationship to people, most of the people are always trying to hide that purity. Hey, Tarot. But if you see, for example, the spiritual teachers, like any spiritual teacher that you can think of, they all have this kind of like childlike innocence to them, don't they? Because there's this point where they come full circle. There is a point where having, harvesting, protecting, then it comes a point of surrender. And after the surrender, it's like we're born again, and we're born in the innocence of that purity within us, in the image of that purity. And we no longer feel like we need to have walls to protect that purity, because that purity is protecting itself. But of course, there is a journey there. So what we can do is think about the parts of you that you perhaps hide or you don't want to show to other people. Or maybe it is your heart, that you have been hurt so many times and it's like, oh my God, how can I open up again? And every time we have a heartbreak, we have two choices. Either we build a higher wall, or we allow our purity to shine more. And that doesn't mean that we walk around, like vulnerable to everything. But it's more like a surrender within ourselves. And when we surrender to that, it's like the whole world starts to see us in that light. And we start to see that light in everything. That is why normally in the beginning of the journey, of the spiritual journey, we face a lot of darkness. We face a lot of shadow. Because we're going through the layers of purification to actually find our light. So anytime we're having these experiences with dark energies or with dark beings or with, I was going to sleep and they started to move my bed and all of those things. And, I'm not making fun of anyone who's going through that or who has gone through that. I have gone through that too. And it was really scary at the time. But if we're seeing shadow, and if shadow is being presented, it's because we're working through our own shadow. And as we continue in our practice, we continue in our meditation, we continue in our spiritual journey, which you are all directing. You will be called to work with certain healers. You will be called to work with certain teachers. You will be called to certain books. All of that is your soul. Yes. Shadow can be basically anything that we consider a shadow within ourselves. So anything that is not in unconditional love, that is not in light. And we all have different shadows, different aspects, different things that come up for us. And the thing is that when we start, we are so afraid of the shadows, of the parts of us that we don't like, because we think that they can control us. We think that they are able to take control over our lives. And of course they are if we let them. But if we decide to take charge and to sit everybody back, all those parts of us, they were able to even have conversations with those parts of us with that shadow and say, oh, okay, you're showing me this. Okay, I didn't know that was there. Thank you for showing me. Now I can heal it. Now we can integrate you back in. Everything that we give power to has a hold on us, right? And everything that we attach or judge, when we judge something, we attach to it, basically. So many times as sensitive beings, there are two things. Sometimes it is a judgment because we think, poor this person or my family is going through all of this and they're so asleep and, I'm awakened, so I'm going to carry them in my energy. I'm going to feel all of their empathic sensations. And this goes also a lot for the twin flame, right? I'm going to feel all their stuff. I'm going to carry them on my back and I'm going to save us. And that usually doesn't end up very well. Because no one is here to save anyone else. We are here to experience life, to enjoy life, to learn through our experiences. And we're here to save ourselves. Not in the way of, like I only care about myself, but we are only responsible for our own journey. We're not even responsible for the journeys of our children, of our sons and daughters. Because that would be like saying, you're not sovereign, you're not independent, you're not capable enough to do the things for yourself, so I'm going to help you. But that is not it. Even, in a healer-patient relationship or doctor-patient or whatever, it is not that the person is not able to do it. It is just that we are being a reflection for that person. I'm being a reflection of the light of that person so that person can see it. So we're always working together. We're helping each other evolve. All souls, not just your soulmates, not just the twin flame. Everyone in the world is your soulmate. But all the souls, we are all soulmates because we all came from the same part. We all came from God, from the same particle, from the same fountain, let's say. So when we take charge of our own energy, of our own life, and we allow other people to take charge of their own life, it's like we're saying, I trust you, like you are responsible. I know that you got this. You also have all of the resources, everything that you need for your life and the way that you want to live it. So this ties into the question from Anthony. He was asking, what is the best thing we can do for the sleepies that are eager to accept injection? And so this has to do with everything that is happening, right, in the world. And what I would say, dear, is you can let them know, like, your view of the situation. You can inform them if they are open to hear you out. And then you can let them make their own minds and make their own decision. Because that's also free will. We cannot impose our views. We cannot impose, even if we're meaning to help, even if the intention is to help because I know something that perhaps you don't. So I'm trying to save you from something, or I'm trying to protect you. But in that, we're taking responsibility for them and for their lives, for their energy. And they are sovereign beings. I know this is especially hard when it's someone that you love, or it's a family member, or someone that you're very attached to. But we are far better at modeling the solutions to people and being the example of the solution than trying to convince people from something, especially if they don't want to be convinced. You know, it's just like healing. Healing can only happen if the patient wants to heal, and it will only happen to the capacity that the patient is open and able to receive the healing, because their soul is guiding their progress. And there are many things that are soul lessons. Everything is a soul lesson. So we don't know what that soul, the other soul, is meant to experience here. I'm just reading what Jennifer is saying. She says, I try really hard to just channel from source, not to color it with my veil. That is the biggest challenge. Yes. But you can always, also tell God, set the intention. Allow me to be the purest channel of your light, that I receive all the information exactly in the capacity and in the way that I can understand the information clearly and I can translate. It takes practice to channel, a lot of practice, like anything. The more we do it, the more we practice, the easier it becomes, the clearer the channel, the method, and you also start to develop your own language in the light, in the vision, because sometimes our higher guidance will use certain things, certain visions, certain memories, certain images from our own life to give us information. So it's not like you're like talking to an angel on the phone and they're telling you everything. No, they use our senses and our ways of perception. They use even your imagination, your intuition, your language, all of that which you have absorbed and which you use to be in the world. When we're channeling, they will use that to bring forward the messages. So all of who you are is perfectly designed to receive information, and not only from source, from your guides. It's designed to receive information from everything around you. We're like walking antennas. That's why every time people tell me like, oh my God, I'm feeling my twin flame. And it's like, yes, you are. But if you would like to, you could also feel other people. But you're not focused on other people as much as you are on the twin flame, right? So we can choose also how we open up these gifts, how much time we spend practicing. And really, when it comes to gifts, I have this, and this was also part of the questions. I receive the question a lot, like, how can I open my third eye? How can I start to be more connected? How can I channel? How can I receive visions and see things or communicate things? And I always say, like, a part of you is already doing that. A part of you is already receiving that. So first we need to acknowledge that we're actually capable of doing it. Because if we don't believe that we can, it's not going to manifest, right? The second thing is that every gift, I mean, they're called gifts because, of course, they are gifts, but like everything in this dimension, everything has two sides. So I know that sometimes people are very eager to, oh, I wish I could see. And then they come and they're like, oh my God, I'm tired of my twin flame because he's constantly in my field and I'm so tired and he won't let me sleep and da da da. So, be clear on what you want and why you want it. If it's coming from the purity of your heart, if you're opening your gifts because you want to be of service to the world, because you want to be of service to yourself, to heal yourself, if you tell God, God, please bring me my gifts, I'm ready to use them in the proper way. I want to use them to heal. I want to use them to serve. If it's aligned with your heart, you will receive them. But if the desire to have those gifts is coming from, oh, I wish I could know things so that I could, read people, or I can know what the other person there is doing, or I'm just going to use it for I don't know what. That's just like giving like a super tool to someone, to a kid, to someone who's not yet prepared to handle it. So gifts come in divine timing. That doesn't mean that you can't ask for them and that you can't manifest things, let's say, in a quicker way. If you are doing your practices, if you're learning, if you're starting to learn a healing modality, if you're wanting to be in service, then probably all of your gifts will start to unravel for you. But it works through service. And, imagine if everybody who asked for their gifts, like in that moment, just because they would just start to have them. These gifts are also power. They're powerful, and they're meant to be used responsibly. So first, it's kind of like when you get to the point where you've become responsible, where you're responsible of your life, where you're treating everyone the way that you would like to be treated, when you are open to be in service, that's where more likely these gifts are going to come in. It doesn't mean that, they only come in when you're like super advanced and I don't know what. No, they can come in earlier. Like for me, when they came in, I already had an experience of when I was a kid having them, then not having them, then they came again, and when they came again, I was like, I don't want them. I give them back. This is too much. And this happens a lot with many people where they receive these gifts, but because of their frequency, the vibration where they are, they're actually perceived as a curse. You're like, I don't want this. I'll give it back. So we have to do the work in order to receive the gifts. And the work is basically working on yourself and becoming that vessel, that clear channel. And everything happens through your intention, being an observer of you, observing your ego, keeping your ego in check, having a clear mind. That's where it starts. Because then when we receive them, it's just like, I was thinking the other day, it's just like Superman, right? He has this power to fly or whatever and is super strong. But there's also the kryptonite, right? There's always, every gift has also the other side. So sometimes it's really nice to have a gift, if you're in service and you're helping people. For me, for example, in my personal experience, there were some times where I was like, if I didn't have this gift, this would be much easier. you know, like they say, be careful what you wish for, because everything comes with responsibility. Everything comes with, mm, it's an honor and it's a joy. But if you're going to carry a sword, you have to have your heart in the right place. If you're going to carry the light, you have to have your heart in the right place, and your mind, and continue to master all of who you are. And that's the spiritual journey. And when we have these gifts of seeing things, these are there for us to help others. These are there to serve and to bring more peace and more love into the world. Like when we think about Yeshua, he had all these gifts, but he had them so he could help people. And he was of service to everyone. And not just to the people who came to him for healing, but he was of service to everything. And that's what happens when we are in the spiritual journey. There comes a moment where you are even in service of the cat that comes into your house and says hello, of the bird that, greets you in the morning. You're in service of the taxi driver that takes you to work. You're in service of everything and everyone. And that doesn't mean that you go around, healing everybody. But for example, in my life, I'm on call 24/7, even when I sleep, right? It wasn't always like this. It started to become like this. It changed progressively. And I asked my guides to make the changes in a way that was graceful for me, that I could integrate. Because sometimes it can be a lot. So there's a reason that we experience time in this dimension. We need time to grow, we need time to evolve, time to learn, time to practice. But all of the time that we perceive in this world is in divine time. You can trust that if something hasn't happened, it's because it's not prepared yet. It wasn't ready yet. And you can trust that all of the good things, all of the things that you are meant to experience in this life, all of the epiphanies, all of your deeper awakenings, all of the moments of self-realization, all of the moments of love and joy and gratefulness and gratitude, you will experience them with the same certainty of the day that you were born. And there is a reason why we don't know things sometimes. There is a reason why knowledge has to be integrated gradually. Because if we overflow ourselves with knowledge, with information, even with these gifts, if you all of a sudden start seeing and hearing all the people's thoughts, you would freak out. You would want to make it stop. So when you ask for your gifts, ask for the gifts that are your unique gifts, and ask them through the purity of your heart. And if you really want them, put yourself in service of them. and get all of those things that may come up straight, and you will start to receive them. There's a grace that comes with serving. And this was something that I was teaching also the other day in class. That sometimes the journey is so hard and we encounter so many things. But the moment that you're able to help someone who is facing the same thing that you overcame, that you had to overcome, and you have that gift for them and you say, I know how it feels because I was there. But you know what? I did this. And look, I got out of that. That's the most incredible gift and the most incredible experience that one can happen when we start to see that all of the things, all of the tragedies, all of the everything that we lived, it just starts to make sense when we're actually able to offer that to someone else in order for them to heal. And as they heal, we heal. And as we had healed, they heal. And I know that all of these things are not easy in the world that we live in. But if you're here and you're listening to this and you're aware of this, you're aware of the light that you have, and you're aware that there's a higher purpose for you, you're aware that your soul is guiding you, and that we're all here together, things may start to make sense. And you can focus on that. You can focus, the more you focus on your light, the more you will bring that light into your life. The less time we spend, complaining or focusing on the things that we don't like and that we disagree with. When you become the observer, when you come out of that, you can always step out of duality and say, oh wow, like look, this is a cool movie. These guys are doing this. These are the good guys. These are the bad guys. Look, and I'm here. I'm right here in the action. How wonderful. I get to experience all of this. And that's what happens with all of these advanced spiritual teachers when they start to act like a child, and through that childlike innocence, because there's a moment where you realize that nothing is really that important. That everything is divinely designed and everything is exactly where it should be. So why would I have to be hassling or stressing? And when we have walked that path, we start to see that everyone, no matter what their opinions are, no matter what they do or don't do, no matter what they believe in, no matter where they come from, when you look at them, you just see yourself. And you realize that, we're all the same. We're all made of the same things. And we all have this myriad of emotions and stories, and it's just, life just becomes like a huge mystery. For me, one of the most incredible things in my life, and this has always been something that I did since I was very little, I always loved to listen to people, to listen to their stories, no matter what they were saying, like I also learned through my brother who has mental paralysis. to just have a conversation, without really having an emphasis on what's being said, but more of the energy that is being projected. And when you give the gift of listening to someone who maybe hasn't told their story in a while, or who hasn't been listened to with an open heart, they can be healed in that moment. They can change. Because everybody needs to be heard. So if you're feeling like you want to be heard, start listening to people. And really listening. Like as if you were listening to a movie. You get to be that actor. You get to be with them in all of those scenes. You get to know their culture, their language. You get to know even how everything feels. That's the way, that's the way that I listen. That's the way that I watch movies. That's the way that I read. I get completely absorbed in the story. But it's also just holding the space and allowing myself to be invisible and not caring about the fact that I'm invisible. Because I'm not there for me, I'm there for them in that moment. I'm just like holding a space for them to be able to show me their light. And this is not, just with my patients or things like that. This has always been like that with everybody that I encounter in my life. With my aunts, with my grandparents, who would tell the same story like 40 times. I'm just listening to them. I would listen to them every single time. If they told me like 100th time, there will always be new details. There would always be new information. And the look in their eyes after they told their story, after someone listened to them, they just felt held. It was just love. Today, most of the people don't listen or have a hard time listening. Most of the people are afraid of listening to themselves. We're also programmed to do the opposite. Everything is fighting for our attention. There are so many distractions. But if you have the courage and the will and the discipline to unplug from everything that you are not and plug into that which you are, even if it's 10 minutes a day, just sit with you, listen to yourself. What do I need? How am I feeling? Where's this feeling coming from? Why am I thinking this? If we give ourselves that little space to start to reflect, we will start to transform our lives. We will start to create through consciousness, not through unconsciousness. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Let me just check here. Okay, so going back to the question, Rebecca said, anything you want to share about healing trauma, how to release old pain and fear from our field? Anything that allows you feel like you have a container to bring this out. So for healing fear and trauma, it also depends like how far back it is, how deep it was. I would recommend, a couple of different things. But if you have something very precise that you're dealing with, and it's not current anymore, so if it was something from the past that is not happening right now anymore, then you can use different tools. But no matter what the tools are, remember that tools to heal are only tools. You can go see a healer. You maybe are drawn to do a certain technique. I always recommend to do one thing, to try one thing, and if it works, keep on doing it until it doesn't work. So like stick to one thing instead of going to one thing, another, And also it has to be something that your intuition will tell you, okay, this is what I need. This is allowing me to express this. For example, for some people, the basic techniques are like, if you're doing it on your own, you can perhaps, write it out and write the experience out and then burn it. That's kind of like a way to transmute the energies from the past. But there are people who don't like to write or don't feel like that helps. And, some people would rather treat it with someone that heals you, or some would rather go into the psychology of it. So it depends like where the wound or the trauma is. If you can pinpoint it, is it in my body? Is it in my emotional? Is it in my mental? Is it in both? Is it in 3 places? So first I would say locate it and see if you are able to handle it on your own, or if you feel overwhelmed and you feel like, okay, no, I need help with this. I need, like a second view. Then I would tell you to go and see, a healer, a trusted healer that can help you with that. Or if it's more on the mental, maybe even, going to something that can help you with the mind, another technique, maybe hypnosis, maybe something like that. But it depends. And for everybody, there's like no, the fact that we go to see healers or that we go to the doctor, it's normal. And it's so healthy to do that. It's also prevention. Of course, it depends on how you see, whatever is going on with you. But I always feel like every healer should go to healers. Every psychologist should go to a psychologist. And every doctor should go to a doctor, right? We need as much care as anybody else. So if you're not able to do it on your own, I would ask for help. Okay, and if you want to let me know more specifically of your question, I could also then give you more advice. Okay, Rebecca? Oh, hi, Lulia. Welcome. Oh, Craig. Yes, that's wonderful, Maria. Okay. Okay, so if anyone has another question, I'm open to one more question from the chat. Then we'll do a little bit of healing and then we'll close. Hi, Earth Angel. Thank you guys for being here. If you guys could help me with a thumbs up, a like, I would really appreciate that. Hi, dear. Visuals and meditation. How do I keep them going, says Craig. um, how long are your meditations, Craig? Usually, like time-wise. With visuals and meditation, or okay, an hour or so. Yeah. And also when we do astral travel and all of that, I feel that you were a little bit tired, Craig. I don't know if that's so, but I was just connecting a little bit to your field to see what you can do. But it's very important to be rested, first of all, and you can also practice throughout your day to save energy. So you can either do like breath work, or even if you do a little bit of breath work before your meditation and imagining how you bring in, you fill yourself up with energy and you bring that energy into the like 2 centimeters below your belly button. Oh my God, thank you, Lilia. Thank you so much for the super chat. If you bring your energy like 2 centimeters below the belly button and you kind of imagine that you're storing it there. And then you go into meditation. That could probably help you. And also for anyone who wants to like astral travel or be conscious in dream state, one of the ways that the shamans here in Mexico teach that is to actually save energy. So you have to be watching yourself during the day and consciously saving energy for your visuals in your meditation, or for your for, let's say, your astral body. Mm-hmm. So that can help. And yes, and the other thing can be to have an intention, but not a too strong intention. Because there's like a fine line between setting your intention for something and then surrendering it and just letting it go. And if it happens, it happens. Sometimes when we have too strong of an intention and we're like, I want to dream this, or I want to see this, I want to see this, then our own energy, like our own body, mind, etc., we don't really relax. So we kind of jinx the moment. So my teacher always said, less intention is better than too much intention. Okay. Yes. And also being mindful of what you're eating and drinking, and maybe changing it up a little bit. Sometimes when we do small changes in the 3D, they also affect the way that we're connecting. Even practicing perhaps somewhere different than where you usually meditate, and see what kind of energy comes in. Or meditating with a candle and then meditating without the candle. Even those little things, it's kind of like the butterfly effect, right? And they can alter things. So let me know how it goes, Craig, okay? Okay. Oh, yes. Ah, that's beautiful, Craig. Yes, that fan motion energy. I always see them as angels, that that energy, and it's basically, you know, your body replenishing itself. That's the way I see it. Yes, Lulia, it has been super intense. And also for twin flames, oh my god. Like, guys, it's been crazy. But we're holding the line. Everyone's doing super good. We did a small clearing in the beginning, dear Lulia. If you want to do it later, I think that will help. We will go into healing now in just a moment. Okay. So where are you guys connecting from? Let's see where we're connecting from in the grids. I would love to know. I know Sweet CC and Earth Angel are in New Zealand, right? Wonderful. Yeah. Okay, guys. If there aren't any other questions, one last chance to ask before we go into healing. If not, we'll just go into healing. Oh, so nice, New York. I love New York. So beautiful. Nebraska, beautiful. California. San Francisco, yay. Hi, blue skies, you're welcome. Colorado. Wow. From Salem. Awesome. Okay, guys, so drink a bit of water. Let's get ready for the healing. Oh, thank you, Lulia. Yay, Lulia from Toronto. Dean. Hi, Dean, how are you? Thank you for being here. Okay, guys. Are you ready to put the rings together? There was this cartoon of Captain World or something like that. A very long time ago. Everybody would put their rings together and then they would co-combine their powers. I feel like we're going to do that now. Okay, and Carrie's connecting from Virginia. Beautiful. Okay, and everyone else who will see this later. Minneapolis. Oh, wow. Hi, Lindsay. Oh, I love when you guys write into the chat because I can't really see everyone who's there, only if you guys write. So, thank you. Yes, Craig, Captain Planet. that was it. Yeah. Okay. So let's do it, guys. Let's go into the healing. Okay, so let's just start breathing in deeply. Breathing in. Deixa o ar inhale. We're starting to connect to the star mothers, everyone in your channel of light, very safe, secure, receiving just an extra protection, a sphere of blue light energy. Okay, now we're going to start to release any density, any thoughts, emotions, situations, stress, fear, doubt, anxiety, uncertainty. Starting to release, releasing the fear of the unknown, and releasing any grids of fear that we have perhaps picked up on through the collective unconscious, through the grids, the collective field. Tshahi hum hao dwere wale hat alim. Dain hai keu tumhari. Shao hum tau mhoru. Tau mhoru tuire him aliahe anakia. Ban hiu. And I'm starting to see that we are opening through a very beautiful landscape through China, actually. And we see the blossom trees. I'm not sure how they're called. We're starting to connect to our Arcturian lineages. And I'm seeing these feminine presence, three beautiful, they look like three representatives of the divine feminine, three different rays of light. And they're here to assist Tim Oniheu. They're here to bring their knowing. And they're also here to assist with discipline. They're saying anyone who is in need of more discipline, you can receive. Deepening the path into the unknown, but the unknown within yourself. We're seeing these beautiful scriptures, and they look like the scriptures of your life, of your light, of the Akash. And as you go within yourself, these scriptures start to unravel. And each and every one of you is receiving a lot of information, codes, anything that is needed for you in this moment in time. Through your divine light, your divine consciousness, to activate the parts in you that were asleep, to activate all of your receptors that are ready to be activated now. And they're working through the meridians and all of the minor chakras. And they're working through the all of the physical body. You're seeing the hands, the elbows, the knees, the feet, and all of the meridians, all of these smallest, even the invisible chakras in the body. You're starting to attune to the rose energy and the aquamarine. Panilale shalahai tuave tuave ashita. Just receiving. And I'm also seeing now the lotus. And there's this energy of Tara here. Green Tara, white Tara, Kuan Yin. We're starting to see this wave. These goddesses are coming in to assist with the emotions, all of the heavy emotions, all of the upheaval, all of the intensity, this feeling of gravity, and also removing, they're starting to lift these veils of illusion. And this impression of when we feel like something is severe, when something is very impactful, all the parts of us that are impressed with everything that has been going on in the outside world, all the parts of us that have been shocked or were shocked, and all of the trauma response through the field. We're just releasing these waves. They look like discordant waves, like discordant notes or chords that are not of your highest frequency, that are not of your frequency. So we're just seeing these waves, these patterns, these tones releasing out of the body, down and out, or up and out. And especially releasing around the heart. Any fences, any blockages, any efforts to quiet the light, to silence the light. We're releasing this. Walish ahewdui mahaudi kai ed hari 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 ham hari tum how. And we're releasing through the these are ancient grid locations. They're showing me the pyramids. And we're clearing any codes of distortion beneath the pyramids, also beneath the earth. Clearing any places where Mother Earth has been harnessed, forced to be in these artificial, or to obey these artificial laws, constructs. As we release these false constructs from our bodies, our minds, our souls, we're also assisting Mother Earth to release all of these artificial frequencies created, all of that which is not organic, which is not divine, which is not true, which is not in the purity of the Creator and the Creatrix. And we're starting to connect to our ancestral lineages, going to the first people within each and every one of you. Going to that aspect of you that connects to the first people. And starting to receive the knowledge, the balance, the purity. Only receiving the original form, the organic, divine form. And they look like pearls of wisdom coming in through the head. As we do this, we receive this. The earth starts to bloom. We start to see many, many flowers growing upon the earth. Of course, they are ethereal flowers, but it's just Mother Earth responding. And this is also saying that we have the capacity to tune into divine light and to tune ourselves as the stations that we are, as the antennas that we are. We are able to discern what wavelength we are receiving, what tone we are receiving, which frequency feels good to us, to our bodies, to our minds. Even in the voice of the people, we are able to hear everything. We are equipped to listen. And this also gives us the power to discern what is in accordance with us and what is not. What is truth and what is not. And all of that which is not truth, we can just let it fall off. We just remove our attention from there. We focus on what is true, what is important, what is present for us in the light, through the consciousness of the light, through the perspective of your purity. And they're starting to come in through the head, these beautiful angels helping you to heal through the mental body, the physical, going into the brain, and any toxicity, any energy of distortion, artificial veils around your head, around your throat, around your jaw, your neck. We're releasing this now. They're bringing in a beautiful pastel rose light, and again this aqua turquoise but very pale tone. And all in a beautiful golden halo. And this energy is going through your bodies, through the DNA, through the cells. They're even showing me how this is affecting in the binding of proteins. I think dish releasing any energies, any frequencies, anything that was going through your body that is not of the highest light. Allowing your body to release this gracefully, effortlessly. Allowing all of your fields throughout all space and time and dimension to be cleansed now. Washing away, releasing what is not yours. Releasing the responsibility for others, even for the world. We're going to bring back all of our power as divine light beings, as star seeds, as angelics, as human beings. Bring all of our power back into our heart, into our channel, our divine channel. Bring back all of our light, where we're able to use it, where we're able to be of service with it, where we're able to discern, where we're able to know what to do to have the clarity. Taking back all of our energy off of the future, off of the collective, off of all of the grids that are not ours. Bring it back into our bodies. Breathing in deeply. Now taking all of our power, all of our energy, all of our light off of the past, off of previous experiences, people, places, things, and bring it back into ourselves now. Bringing all of our resources back to us, to this present moment. Clearing all that needs to be clear. Every energy that needs to be transmuted before coming into our channel. We see how everything is being cleansed. We're even going to remove our own grids from any dimension, any place, any person, any frequency that is not aligned with our divine frequency. And we're going to bring all of our grids up to the appropriate dimension, connecting only through the purity of our light, being conduits of the light, and releasing all connections to the lower fields, to the lower collective fields, to any lower grids on Gaia, plugging into the highest grids, to the highest vibration available for us in this present moment, connecting to the cities of light, to the angelics, to all support that is here on earth, connecting only through the divine light of God. We can see the golden grids, pure light, and releasing all of your structures, all of your roots from any discordant fields and grids. We're also going to release old missions, old assignments, and also reverberations of these assignments, of these past, especially seeing the wars, memories of wars. It's like a dark cloud lifting. Kami Sheumhali, Kaurumhali, Urumhai Te. And now we receive this blue and pink energy, the divine feminine, divine masculine energies coming together, grounding into the earth. We're being prepared to ground. We can see them just coming in like huge explosions of light basking all of Earth with this divine feminine and divine masculine energy, combining and creating a beautiful lilac tone. And you can see this through your body, the feminine, masculine side, left and right. You can see this through your brain, left and right hemisphere. You can see this through your spheres of light, left and right, and creating one in the middle. Masika Pisces, Shema Shawaire Kwale Anhaye. Actualizing your atomic structure. Tia mi himwale, lai lai lai, tui shat ewa, dewa hale, shuwa umhaurakai. And there's so much joy. Niahini hiyo, shao, bahai. Bringing in into every particle of your being. Bring back the remembrance of who you are, of how connected we are, how married we are, divine feminine and divine masculine. Ena shumhai teu, yaliyahai jeishi. And we bring this energy into all of the portals of the earth, all of the intergalactic portals, protecting and sealing these portals, sending a signal and saying, we're here, we're ready, we're holding space, we're holding the light. Breathing into your heart to shao, shao, shao. And there's so much grace and beauty and emotion. You're starting to see and feel the energy of being at peace, the energy of union, knowing that we are all one and the same, knowing that we are together, knowing that we are healing and working together. We are sending together as a planet, as one structure of light. And each and every one of you are playing a key role in this evolution. Every time you hold space for love in your heart, every time you perceive yourself as one with the divine, every time we reconciliate the feminine and the masculine fields, they unite and they bring about the third energies. And we can feel the joy of those energies. We can feel the rainbow. We can feel the new children, the seeds. Shiyam Mahaisheto Ra'anehale. And we can see the spirals of golden light, the codes, the numbers, are coding this reality, this unity, how we are active participators of bringing this reality into the earth, into matter, into this field. And I'm just seeing all of you like holding a torch, like holding a light all over the world, holding your union, holding your faith and your hope within yourself, being this powerful beings, angelic beings, anchoring love on this planet, anchoring light. And the teachers are saying to allow yourself to be purified by that light that you're anchoring. Allow yourself to be healed by that light. Allow yourself to be that light, to become that light. And they're saying you are the artists, you are the creators. I can see all the cities of light connected, all of you holding the grid, holding your position. We're going to bring in protection to all of these grids, all of these fields. We're actually going to make them invisible to any lower frequencies. Anchoring. We can see like beautiful crystals being anchored within the earth. And light shining through them, creating this beautiful light, a show of like rainbow light energies shining through the earth into the other galaxies. You are one with God. You are one with all. We are one with God. We are one with all. Sealing through your body, sealing through all of your etheric bodies, sealing through your field. And anything that still needs to be released, we'll continue to release as long as necessary. You're all protected. It is done, it is done. So it is. Thank you. Very slowly coming back. Breathing in deeply and coming back into your body. Coming back into the awareness of this moment. You're so welcome, Craig. Slowly coming back, guys. Everyone taking their time. You may feel thirsty, so please drink a lot of water. Hi, dear Donna. You're so welcome. How is everybody feeling? Wonderful, Earth Angel. Yes, it's where it's at. Mhm. Beautiful, Craig. Um, Hi, Israel. You're so welcome, Carrie. Thank you. Thank all of you for doing this work. For doing this work together. You guys are amazing. Beautiful, sweet Sissy. Yes. So I would recommend now if you guys want to go to sleep, go to bed early. That would help to integrate the energies. And drinking a lot of water. I think they're going to be working with you for at least a week because there were like many layers there. So we'll see how it goes, okay? I hope you guys feel more grounded and stable. And remember, you can always hold this energy no matter what's happening outside. Okay? We will continue to do this work. I think I'm going to start doing this every Saturday. I love connecting with you guys. And now my internet is finally allowing us to connect a little bit more. Oh, so much love to you guys. I love you so much. And so just a little message for some people who have asked me. I'm currently not doing single healings, but I will start doing them probably around mid-February for a week. And also, if anyone is interested in the Brave program for healers, spiritual leaders, anyone who wants to work with me during 3 months, I am currently preparing the first generation of brave men and women who I'm assisting, and I have the privilege of coaching for them to become healers more in the open and to start serving more broadly. So if you are on the fence, or you're wanting to have a community and a guide to kind of give you all of the tips on how to start serving, how to broaden your practice, your service to others, then please write me an email saying brave, and I will send you the information. We will start the next generation the 21st of March. So yeah, we still have a little bit of time. Okay. Oh, well, I sent you so much love. Thank you, Dean. Yes, there was a lot of energy coming from the divine masculine. Sometimes we kind of forget that we're actually, in this field of union, and that we're anchoring union through our own bodies, through our cells, through everything that we are. But you can always come to this and to have that reminder that we are that. There's nothing, outside. Everything's coming from within first, right? Okay, guys. You're so welcome, Ellie. I love you guys so much. Please take care, and I'm always here. If there's anything you need, you can always write to me, okay? Take care, and I will see you next Saturday. And thank you so much for liking and sharing this. And, if you know someone who would benefit from these healings, please share it. And I will also timestamp this so that you know when the healing starts, and you can go directly to the healing after, if you want to practice it again, okay? I love you so much, guys. Take care. I'll see you soon. Good night. Thank you.